Hello, beautiful people. So, are you ready and super excited to learn about circles? Finally, we're doing something other than triangles for today, at least. Okay. So, I'm going to do some notes, and then as a class, we'll practice. Cool? Okay, cool. So we're talking about circles and arcs. So let's remind ourselves what a circle is. That's a circle. Draw that. Okay, make sure it's perfect. Just kidding. You don't have to make it perfect. But I do have stencils if you need to use those. So let's define our fancy little math definition of a circle. A circle is simply a set of points that are equidistant. Remember, that means equal distance. Yeah. Equidistant to a common point called the center. Yay! Okay, so we have, this is our circle. Our center, let's call this, what do we call this circle? We'll call it C for circle, okay? So to name this circle, there is a symbol for circles, just like, for triangles, okay? So the name is Circle C, which we write with a circle, but how do I know if that's an O or a circle symbol? So you put a little dot for the center, C, okay? So that is the symbol for a circle. Okay, now some other things you need to know. When I say this phrase, on the circle, because you're going to hear that in a little bit, on the circle is referring to a point like right here, for example, okay? This point right here, that's inside the circle, and the center, that's inside the circle. So the circle itself is really just this part here, okay, that outer curved portion. That's the circle, not really what's inside, okay? So keep that in mind. All right, and then there's some other vocab terms you need to know. So the first one, hopefully you already know this, is a radius. Yes? Okay, so a radius is a segment from, or I'll say a segment with one endpoint on the circle and let's just say the other as the center. So I can draw that segment in from there. I'm going to use that point. Let's call that point A. So I can say, for example, CA with the segment symbol is a radius. Okay. What else we got? Diameter is a segment with both endpoints on the circle and, goes through the center. Okay, so let me draw that for you. Maybe like this. So here's our two endpoints on the circle. Let's call that B and D. Okay, so BD is a diameter. Cool. Okay, actually, sorry, before we get to arc, I'm not there yet. We need to actually define one more thing, so let's move you out of the way. Okay, one more thing you need to know is called I'm going to go right here, central angle. Now, this definition is probably new, so make sure you have this written down. A central angle, okay, it's pretty straightforward. The name kind of gives it away. So a central angle is an angle whose vertex is the center. What? Okay, what does that mean? So look at the diagram here. that would be angle ACD. So that's ACD right here. That's a central angle because the vertex there is the center C. Okay. Another example would be angle ACB. So that's the one right next to it. Whoop. There you go. Okay. So just keep that in mind. That is a central angle. Okay. All right. A few more vocab terms, and then we're going to practice. An arc is simply part of a circle. So remember, the circle itself is only this part here. Sorry. So when I say an arc, I am specifically referring to just part of that arc. So for example, we'll look at this arc here. Okay. All right. So that, what I just drew, is called a minor arc. Okay. A minor arc is an arc that is smaller than a semicircle. Okay, so for example, that would be AD, and then here's the symbol for an arc. You have to put a little mini arc above it. Okay, sorry, that looks gross. Like that. Cool? Or we could have another example. Let me do a different color. Maybe let's do green. Okay, BA would also be an arc, or AB, whatever you want to call it. BA. Okay, and you'll see both of those are less than a semicircle. But if you're like, but Ms. Coffee, you didn't tell us what a semicircle is. My bad. A semicircle is half a circle. Half a circle. Okay, so look at the diagram. That's going to be, for example, oh, this is going to be a fun name, BAD, bad semicircle. Oh, that's sad. Okay, so what do I mean by that? Semicircle's half, right? So it's okay, hold on, that's too much. BAD. You're going to notice I really like colors when we're dealing with circles. Okay, so this is half the circle, BAD. Notice how many points I used to name it. I could not call this just BD, because then I don't know if I'm talking about the one on the top or the one on the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to make a little important note right here. Okay, named with 3 points. And then for a minor arc, let me go back. You only have to name minor arcs with 2 points. Okay. Okay, so let's talk about the last one then, major arcs, which are going to be arcs larger than a semicircle. For example, okay, you're going to have to follow along with me here. Hope you don't mind, but I'm going to erase some of these that I already have here because it's just going to confuse us. Whoops, I don't want to erase that though. Okay, let's do this. So a major arc, for example, would be, instead of this AD, I'm going to go A to B and then keep going all the way to D. That is a major arc. See how it's more than half the circle? And because it's a major arc, we have to name it with 3 points, A, B, C, like that, okay? So just like a semicircle, you have to name major arcs with 3 points, okay? All right, we're about to get into some angle measures, and in general, you should know that for minor arcs, they are always going to be less than 180 degrees. Semicircle will be exactly 180 degrees. Major arcs will be greater than 180, okay? We'll come back to the angles as we do other examples in the lesson, but for now, we just need to make sure you know how to name those arcs. So, ready to practice? Yes? Okay. Here's these examples. Go ahead and you can pause the video, write those down, and then we're going to go over it together. Cool? Okay, way to go. Y'all are so awesome. Geniuses. Geniuses.